Welcome to Movie Reviews for Parents. Today we are reviewing the Netflix movie Leave the World Behind, focusing on the level of violence, adult content, profanity, alcohol, and drug use. Then we'll give you our take on the overall movie. Leave the World Behind is a 2023 apocalyptic psychological thriller produced by none other than Michelle and Barack Obama. With a running time of 2 hours and 18 minutes, the film follows a married couple who take their teenage children to a luxurious rental home on Long Island for a weekend getaway. Their vacation is interrupted by the arrival of two strangers who claim that a massive blackout has hit the city and they need a place to stay. As the two families try to coexist, they face mysterious events that suggest something terrible is happening in the world. Let's unravel the content layers one by one, shall we? First, violence. Yes, the movie contains many scenes of violence. However, it does not show the violence in a graphic or gratuitous manner. Though it does create a sense of dread and suspense, the movie depicts the aftermath of a disaster or a possible war, with sonic booms, probable radiation, and mass panic. It also shows how the characters react to the violence, and how it affects their mental and physical health. There is a scene in which bloody and dismembered bodies are briefly seen on a beach. A plane crashes and the impact blows out the windows in a house. Explosions are heard off-screen. Sonic blasts cause pain to people. A character becomes sick, he spits blood and then later on vomits. Blood, of course. The soundtrack also contains a song about killing people. Loud noises and character reactions could frighten younger viewers. As for adult content, the movie does not show adult situation and content in an explicit or vulgar way. However, there is suggested and implied sexual activity between a married couple. A man and woman dance closely, depicting some infidelity. A young woman is seen wearing a very skimpy bikini. In another scene, a young man photographs a woman without her consent and then pleases himself to the pictures. Rest assured that there is no detail beyond the movements of his bedding. A song lyrics in the soundtrack refers to sex in some detail. As for profanity, the movie's dialogue makes frequent use of it, and at times very unnecessarily. The script contains 38 sexual expletives, 11 scatological curses, and a smattering of terms of deity, minor profanities, and anatomical terms. The movie uses profanity to reflect the anger and frustration of the characters, expressing their emotions and opinions. Regarding alcohol and drug use, the movie depicts the consumption of alcohol in a number of scenes. The movie also examines dependency of the characters and how it impacts characters' behavior and judgment. Adult characters drink alcohol frequently and get drunk on one occasion. In another occasion, a character smokes cigarettes. There is also a scene in which adults vape marijuana and get stoned. The movie does not show the alcohol and drug use in a glamorous or glorifying way, but it does suggest overindulgence. Please continue watching to find out what this movie has to offer for parents. At this point, we would like to ask if you found value in this video so far. Then please thumb up, subscribe, and tickle the notification bell. Your support is much appreciated. Leave the World Behind is directed by Sam Esmail, starring Julia Roberts, Mahershala Ali, and Ethan Hawke. First, let's look at the positives. Director Sam Esmail, best known for his work on the TV series Mr. Robot, does his best to deliver a gripping and suspenseful film that explores the themes of paranoia, isolation, and survival. He uses a minimalist approach to create a sense of dread and uncertainty, relying on the actors' performances, the sound design, and the subtle visual effects to convey the tension and horror. The cinematography by Todd Campbell is also effective in creating a contrast between the idyllic setting of home and the chaotic events outside. The film boasts an impressive cast of talented actors who bring their characters to life. Roberts and Hawke portray their characters' flaws and vulnerabilities with nuance and realism, making them both sympathetic and frustrating. Ali has a great chemistry with the rest of the cast and does his best to deliver a powerful performance that shows his character's dignity while showcasing his talents. Now the negatives. There are quite a few, to say the least. The film has a slow-burning pace that builds up to an underwhelming and ambiguous ending that leaves the viewers with more questions than answers. You will find yourself regularly checking to see how far into the movie you are. Although the veteran actors do a great job portraying their characters, none of the characters are likable. It becomes frustratingly hard to relate to any of them. Characters withhold vital information to deliberately and superficially prolong the suspense. Simply put, the audiences are not supposed to know at that moment in the movie. There are a number of incidents that occur, but we never hear anything further about them. nor there are any answer provided at the conclusion. To conclude, Leave the World Behind makes a good attempt at delivering an interesting take on the apocalyptic genre. However, it is not without flaws. The pacing is slow, the story doesn't tie up significant loose ends, and the characters are unlikable to say the least. Neither do we recommend this movie for young children, as it is a dark and violent film that deals with mature and disturbing themes. Young children may be frightened or confused by some of the scenes and topics. The movie is certainly one that you and your family should leave behind. And that concludes our review. If you need a recap, feel free to rewind. Don't forget to hit subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and join us next time for more cinematic explorations. Thanks for joining us today, and we look forward to having you back for our next movie adventure. Until then, happy watching and may your popcorn always be perfectly buttered.